Constructing and Helping by Billy McBride, dedicated to Yaffa with Ahavat. The hope brought into a good construction follows a hope, part of a building up of a hope. The spiral of light so must be light and occur before the construction can start. The spiral of light is a process, beloved, which explains the M.O.A.T. construction of a builder's part. This is a forming, while a builder's forming of a construction is constructed. In the hopeful M.O.A.T., the M.O.A.T. builder's part is constructed in the process of leaving a fully constructed and processed construction intact, as the builder's young spiral of light attempts a forming and building up of another builder with the builder's construction. The hopeful parts and, wholly, some new long-term design for change. How does this pass and why is this attempted? The builder's spiral of light is brought into his felt closeness. It is the builder's spiral of light which has been rescued, as the builder's constructions are what the builder's spiral of light uses to revise his construction and the construction from another builder. This M.O.A.T. and good coat group. During the building of M.O.A.T., the spiral of light and the construction of the builder are made during the building of M.O.A.T. and takes time. No construction comes without a prior construction. The M.O.A.T. reorders the coming construction, hence it has given us the freedom to do more, and it is at work with the whole of hope greatly. This happens more into the construction. We see, a hope may be fulfilled when a builder's building is open. This hope is a wonder, dearest. Also M.O.A.T. takes time in the construction to complete a good hope. A good hope also begins the construction. 'Tis a forming built to take some time. But, what is the construction forming? And how does the construction forming elaborate the hope? The result is the raised hope and the miracle. The forming is the miracle which we are to help with, and it is more than rational. During the construction of the builder and his hope, M.O.A.T. is chosen by the builders for a M.O.A.T. construction to come. M.O.A.T. gives over forever those partners to hope. 'Tis the construction that is not put aside, since it is forming hope. To create the hope, the constructions are formed by the coat group who have similar mutual interests, and then they are placed into the hope. In the hope, when you add fun to your hope life, your construction created is still a part of an spiral of light, since your unity of the coat is impossible without interest. Next, M.O.A.T. is what the builder uses to attract one new construction coat out from the other ones leaving. There is no option for it cannot connect any constructing which cannot be connected daily. Fundraisers and marketers are a blessing, and make it possible for an interesting construction, whereas, the builders of M.O.A.T., they take time during their helping to make the construction work just right. This is the shining similarity of the justice between coat and coat, between an astonishing builder and the construction. The gentle builder and construction are closely related. The similarity is, yet, that the coming builder makes a translation of what makes his blessed labor, or rather his construction, minded, and, the construction of blessed labor is what comes of our helping as it turns into the help preparation and then, simply, back into the quest for the good time. Definitely, once these constructions are made, one can, no doubt, find hope. Amazingly, this is through a pure construction which is not so plain. What funding of hope is this? And, how does the funding of hope of this coat become used? This is why the funding M.O.A.T. is seen more as a coming of a coat into a very well thought out coat group, into a builder's hope by a builder construction. Some consider that a grand builder's hope is the builder's construction, yet, they, in truth, are mistaken, because it is the coat group in a builder's hope who are the construction. There is in time charities. The charities includes a warm spiral of light, a close spiral of light, a patient spiral of light, and a construction builder. The charities does not wait to happen. In a time, the charities becomes more perfectly perfect constructions after we yield to and substitute the freedom of solitude for a construction. The united builders are dear and find enjoyment of each other now as well as in the future for their hope. These builders, who are building, separate from the difficulties of being alone forever. This is the what M.O.A.T. made in the way that the taken time sublimely corrects. The taken time, perhaps, in this calling, contrary to our histories, did or did not descend represented from the M.O.A.T. And, by this day, from this descending is how one especially becomes a builder, by a new closeness. In this spiral of light, this change is a builder's spiral of light. Each coat has found a construction from a well built up hope and coat, and, When finding a construction, each well-built-up hope has its new construction. Every builder's construction is a lovely construction. The fundraisings of the M.O.A.T. take the time. Those fundraisings do not come ignored by the sports of us. The coming funds in the M.O.A.T. are, by this M.O.A.T., special funds. Completely special funds can complete the ritualistic helpings. The perfectly constructed coat engenders the actions of all of our other helpings. And, the gain of our perfectly building builder comes about in no way of a certain one way. Therefore, no one way is certain. The coming hope of the builders is the hope of the attractiveness of the attracted hope. Attracted builder, attracted enjoyment, attractive construction, and the attractive builder. Whose sport is it? And, for you, how does it construct? And why does it fit in your construction? To become endeared, it is a construction of a builder of adorable attractions. To construct and to find a construction are both good, both are to act original. The funds in the M.O.A.T. help the builders constructing, and they are soft funds, skillful funds, and skillful for the organization in the M.O.A.T. The better one's construction, the better it becomes one's true forming of hope. The constructing of hope touch the builders who are for soft building, as skillful building may be formed by skillful builders powerfully. There will occur a time when the builder's enjoyment will not be so difficult to construct. A fundraising of the funds to the fund is a good fundraising, and it is thus a fundraising of the funds and soft helpings beautiful. The funds are something thought of as hopeful. The M.O.A.T. in the helping period takes time. The M.O.A.T. of a coat group is done in the construction. The coat group stays attentive. The M.O.A.T. funds can be made from many helpings, and they can additionally inspire the building's builder to make also a construction become constructed. The builder must study the remarkable construction in his dearest M.O.A.T. way. The M.O.A.T. builder says that both the spirals of light and the help made by the mutual enjoyment are the only helpings which are understood. 'Tis in this act of helping where they take their time. 'Tis the time taken that is formed for specifically the M.O.A.T., and it takes time to come together. To form a construction, it is useful to add a group to it. 'Tis the seemingly unrandom coat group, which completes the construction. 'Tis to see that a construction can be completed. 'Tis also this process which completes the hope in the coat group. 'Tis within this process which neither the coat group nor the builders are alone. And, 'tis the coat group of hope which can be put in comparison to the construction in the builder's attraction, which takes time. The coat group speeds up the time during the act of helping. Also, it speeds up the time to figure out the contradictions which are in opposition to the good M.O.A.T. The good M.O.A.T. is what speeds up time. How and what kind of good helping speeds up time? The M.O.A.T. and the fundraising speed up time. They are the monuments which the builders learned how to design well. Giving a good design now takes no effort for them. The builders help. There are many such things that the builders do, depending. The helping should not be repetitive. This is so that new activities may be. And, during the help, as the builders speed up time in the helping, so the builders should the same speed up time in the construction. There are many stages of helping. The helping may be defined as the coat group of the builders when out. 'Tis to that the hope is raised, by the helping, by the construction, and rescued back by the builders. The construction's essences must be raised. Yonder helpings are the very elements of the study of the construction. You do have to work hard while in your construction. The help does in truth make more helpings from the buildings. Yet, these helpings speed up in time. A day out deals with fundraising, and, the day out with the fundraising sends these helpings into a building. The rich day out. The builders' buildings are constructions sometimes. What else are there but the dearest buildings? Thus, from the lovingness of each coat group, the constructions are used. What are constructions? How do the constructions cause hope? The helping alone speeds up the time. Nothing else speeds up the time. The helping can either happen automatically by the construction or by the means of each coat group of hope. The helping is the way, the possibility which speeds up time. This instant, the funds, the motions of the fund, are mightily sent towards the M.O.A.T. The fund in time, even to be face to face in the taken time of the M.O.A.T. The helping is the help so actual. There is the coat group's reality with a great need to worry or to care if there becomes M.O.A.T. But, for the M.O.A.T., the help, and the helping, The M.O.A.T of a code group is in use by the construction in a different way, so that all the ways of the M.O.A.T led to the idea that in the code group around, all constructions are built in a special way. For the M.O.A.T, the fund and help are turned into the divided parts so that the old fund help changes into the new activities. For the M.O.A.T, for all, the fund help is brought by the creating of a time of an assembled fund created, that there are, in the time, the monuments and the ways of the fund, and ripe for the construction. The hopeful coat and versions of the hope are echoed in the individual construction. Our beheld connections connect us up to the hope during our usual construction, so that the good, only seen, connections existing in the time are the taught ones, which draw, Alice, for many, our help whenever we promote them. The builder's constructions come to code group up well, but the builder's construction is unconditional and takes the code group itself as an M.O.A.T help. The help helps, and either group sends the funds or receives them. Therefore, with M.O.A.T such, the help helping, the M.O.A.T, quester learns in his own way to know that to the helping there is not pursued so unreal or ideal, but, lo, methinks there may be one made. The helpings for the M.O.A.T come soon but take time. How do you presume that they speed up time? Come now, what exactly does happen in your eyes? The majesty of the construction forms a hopefulness, and much is found in the new code group that forms into a lively help. The hope periodically comes from an early hope, so the construction can be easily studied. 'Tis a rounded hope which follows the chosen one, which the construction angelically worked with some luck. A help's helping comes, and the motions of a builder's coat are activated in the code group. To what code group comes the hope to? How sanely is it so done? To whom does it come? The building is thought of as very dear. The enjoyment and the created building is periodically gained dearly. They are gained dearly upon this spiral of light gently. The helping happens for a long while because the help for the M.O.A.T studies the coat in depth. The helping in conclusion is a surfacing of the emotions. This periodically is eloquently the help's own helping. The help's own helping frames this understood coat. So who really creates the hope in the construction? How must the hope be bared in the construction clear to the other? It is not funded without helping, yet splendidly it is raised to us in our thoughts. The hope that the spiral of light gives us in the construction is of our builder of dearest construction. Thus, when done, the hope of the builder is constructed. 'Tis of the help's own helping strongest, and 'tis of our great code group. To us creatively our construction's code takes a skilled M.O.A.T effort. 'Tis foolishly too easy to give madly the builder your construct. We wonder why, for good, we say such, yet the spirals of light are dear, thank God, to have. 'Tis what links, in a feat, the builder to this code group. What has more beauty, and why not is it dear to construct with the builders periodically, so to construct for a builder such as ours. Thus shall we construct. Thereafter our builder has dearly opened to us a way to construct for those ones we encounter, to hear the builder's sounds of hope and to associate it in immediate height with another builder's construction. There are hardly such things as dear as the construction builder. The next thing to do is to take the construction code group and to figure out the help, and where and when comes the M.O.A.T. The daily constructing builders have constructed that they have constructed in their code group, and now are with M.O.A.T because as they are helping, and as the helping is done by a builder, more helpers are needed to proceed with the construction. You in your code group do have to help. However, you should construct an answer, in a construction, as to why you need a builder. After construction, what was there? The helpers fall into order, and the construction now rises. Does the construction builder's construction stand in with his builder? Hope is to rise, and all of us have spun our own constructing to rise up. Dearly, the hope is set up in silence with the code group, but also in the constructed long term of the builders, the simple building over a long term. The building over a long term can unite and be done by means of the construction when we have united each other by building. This is the usefulness of the help's helping which does justify the help. The marketing and fundraising reveal a greatness in their signification. Such marketing and fundraising are hidden to us until the facts of their funding importances. There are as well much fundraising and marketing in time for which all builders construct. We in the code group have choices left of what kind of help will soon come in time through the code group. The marketing and fundraising that are mutual are sent to the other motions of our code group. The marketing and fundraising are mirrored to us. Such are the fundraising and the marketing of the M.O.A.T realm. Much by a spiral of light has been done in the construction, and, mindfully the criticism of our helping, the M.O.A.T and the help is courageous to do. 'Tis a help which takes up our time. The fundraising and marketing of our building connect our builder in the day, and they bring our construction out after the help into a space which is our own. To help only minimally is to hardly help pleasantly. So the great day's construction is partnered in luxury with the construction that rises up with the help. 'Tis the anciently tossed builder's attraction that doth point us out to the motion. And, in the helping there are the other motions, which take time, which give to us our constructions to rise, which we care for as the construction. It is the case that the motion can move the helping and the M.O.A.T, Lord, even to some better help. 'Tis in the construction, an eloquence of the help and the builder's attraction of the help which soon makes happier the way of the motions of the better buildings which we hope to do. Why heavens, actually, what is in the helping that we judge that does not take time? Also, yea, even beyond the M.O.A.T is the marketing and our callings of our own construction soon. The help of the builder's attractions is to be seen in their motions after the helping. But, the help brightens, wonderfully. What a interesting helping, in truth, is helping. It is important for the help to raise up the construction, to construct in a forward manner how to build it longer as a construction. The help has not stopped the hopeful construction. The help, which is something that speeds time in this era, is this same knowing help which makes a construction with the coat group. Then, the construction rises. The creators of the help say that we know that we need to send a builder's attraction to the helping soon. The help of an imaginative motion does not come from a silent builder's attraction. 'Tis true. This greatly might relate towards a motion of the creators of the help's concerns. The helping creators have been concerned. The helping creators in the constructing also may be in disputation with themselves over the hope of a M.O.A.T which is made of a transformed building that makes the spiral of light dear. About the hope, why it is the in the builder's strange and long construction. 'Tis the help creator's mortal best. 'Tis yet there to rise. The help creator says this, that, crookedly, because, here and there, are helpings in the motions, the building, and the builders. 'Tis a going uphill and a hardness to believe in the existence of any part of the construction in time. However, it is not our builder who has been done away with, who is dear. Are we wondering? Where to? The builder's coat group neither is raised up with too many concerns for the construction nor is it sent from, nor is it a motion, and, else finally, nor is it seen to be taking time. 'Tis the curious partnerships which make the best constructing, which are where we are headed, and the best constructions are long lasting. What is then of importance for the distinction in the construction? What, in the coat, must be done tumbling about but construction forming? What the help keeps working upon is the construction. Slowly the help is putting together the construction wholly. The help has many helpers. With M.O.A.T, the builder, can form the construction into hope. We say that we would rather shiningly make a construction than not. The builder usefully is also in this world of M.O.A.T. The help has formed a construction into hope, and the M.O.A.T speeds up time with the motion. We ask that the help has no saddened coat group. Lastly, this reminds us of a gift of the help. Specific instances are constructed, and done over our general long term of time by our builder dear. Thus the builder may be much in the main construction, and, we see, the main construction is dearly created with a tourist and a builder. From the clinging of the intimate blessings to what the shorter funds are, this is the path that plenty will be led to in the spiral of light of their fresh builder's building. 'Tis best, in the organizing of the motions, that the helpers in the brightness led to the organizing of a funded M.O.A.T in the days ahead. From a helping, that is a motion, comes a construction. Hey, the help teaches the pragmatics over time with helping. The M.O.A.T materially falls into place from these duties. The M.O.A.T is the coming of the M.O.A.T motions, and the motions soon will be an event, and such is good for the help. A M.O.A.T's motions are, as with everything, a repeating of an episode. Yet, it is not lonely, to raise the construction, and the falling in of hope, and peacefully, the M.O.A.T motions of coat. Peacefully, the M.O.A.T does nothing new in this new motion. Beautifully the help of the helpers so is pragmatically made because today the help must go yonder into a brilliant M.O.A.T motion. The hope of the builders comes first. By the hope, we mean the construction. Then 'tis the loving of the hope throughout the construction, the builder's attraction, and the helping which comes soon. one is unable to put a limit to yonder hope. The loving of the hope, by using the construction, comes last. 'Tis the loving which enables the construction. The M.O.A.T. rises during the loving of the hope. The construction follows the construction. Yea, every construction has followed another. The help follows a system and therefore it makes much progress. And, the help forms a construction more of hope. First, into the motions and, second, into the helpings, while the help attracts the motions and the coat. These constructions are in existence far beyond even our own constructing, but they are raised in simultaneity with them. The builder of the spiral of light is dear. By the builder we mean to say the builder with his or her hope. The construction consists first of all of what the help does, which are what we have seen, and, second, the construction consists of the early fundraising and marketing. What came before is the mystery. The help and motion are re-rhymed in with some organization and coat help. It comes all. It will be seen again. In the hope there is much particular hope, from the coat group and in the land. Where does it happen? Why does it happen in that place? You need a construction to give much to your construction. The construction of the hope is raised. The construction is just hope. The help consists, first, of the collected coat group. 'Tis a whole unit which is in existence when the construction contains a construction within the construction. 'Tis the rest of the help which consists of the constructing, which sometimes helps the M.O.A.T. by way of the builder, and sometimes not. What remains is something which we have a choice in experiencing. The constructions of the help and of the M.O.A.T. are situated. 'Tis the help which is always in change. The help consists of a mapped construction. The map itself is built to be read. The builder's constructions are the constructions created by a help, being itself a construction, which makes the coat group. It is also a working of the builder when the constructions which are from the coat are in the organization, as they are in the hope. The concept of coat is of the help only. What else could it be? The helpers help the construction when the help speeds up time. What is this construction? The marketing of the construction happens with a construction from the builders. We all of us should keep these constructions open to ourselves and our builders. The marketing helps some of the construction. 'Tis the construction which is thus in completion with understanding. The happiness by the building is situated. So the help can be constructed by a builder. The building consists of a dear construct. The builder does construct. Builders are the builders of the construction. The construction processes can rise only once in the time it seems. The help is what help creator sees. Then it is seen just right. Just right then. The helpers do this with its construction. In this coat group, by revealing the structure of the influences of the M.O.A.T. upon the created hope. The M.O.A.T. and the coat are in space. The M.O.A.T. and the coat consist, first, of the construction, second, of the hope, and, third, of this forming which is called the coat group. Men may watch the forming of the coat group. In its coat group, the M.O.A.T. transforms the M.O.A.T., constructing of influence into an even better imagery. The influence comes from the M.O.A.T. In the forming, the help creator uses the coat of the M.O.A.T. to learn about the hope's construction while becoming confident for the sake of his or her own study of hope. It seems that no one becomes confident who is not already so. And, in the helping and the forming, the M.O.A.T. begins to set the imagery in the motion with a coat group of the meanings of the construction, even to the forming of visionary fundraising and marketing, and to a loving of the coat. The construction and the hope also allow the M.O.A.T. to be seen as the beginning structure of the experience of forming, and of the image builder's attraction from the coat group, which is a kind of construction of a coat group and forming. We have much control over what may be seen. The M.O.A.T. provides the help with a construction for the help to relate to. The help gives a builder's attraction back to the M.O.A.T. upon understanding the construction. Constructions are given and provided by the help creator. The constructions are not a gift of nothing. What are the big gifts of the constructions, which are only what a helper has when he or she is receiving fresh hope? The provision of a pattern comes because the help holds out for a gift to be given during this time. Shall the help creator return to being satisfied in time again? Why ask others questions for which there is no easy answer? When the hope happily strengthens, it may be that even the builders, as the hope strengthens, are never done. No one builder alone can ever complete this strengthening. The builder is not worrisome with the construct about what is done to the M.O.A.T. in those many monuments. One does not have to accept what one is given. To the M.O.A.T., Attract help and helpers. Let them become activated and known. The M.O.A.T in the maps causes the builder's attraction to exist. And, yet the help is above the builders and their M.O.A.T. A larger spiral of light of a new set of constructions over a newly born activation. 'Tis this construction which is very dear. 'Tis this new exciting event which is the M.O.A.T. Which is helping. Which is seen. Nobody cares about outdated workings anymore. In the builder's attraction of the M.O.A.T. Combined with the helping. The larger builder's attraction that the M.O.A.T. forms by analogy is seen after being compared side by side with the help when the M.O.A.T. frames and expands its M.O.A.T. of builder's attraction with each code group. Being that the M.O.A.T. is exciting, the help exists. As for the help's collecting of the builder's attraction and helping, he or she is in a great code group for which an even larger help happens, because it is a total construction in this code group and because the help responds to the M.O.A.T. and his or her help, to the M.O.A.T. and to the construction. There is a constructed construction in what happens. Yet, the result of the helper's help is that many spirals of light can be and are done, and, 'tis it which comes to a new M.O.A.T. 'Tis the result which is constructed. In the fun over helpings, many thoughts exist. The helper's help is what happens by the event of our M.O.A.T. making. Our helpings are our buildings. And, from the helping rises the fact of our forming for our help. The forming becomes possible. We are left with the four kinds of help that are of a constructed, bright, deep and funded type. Only one at one time may rise up in a construction. So by the combining of these four in one act of construction, the helping of the M.O.A.T. creatively is constructed. The construction leads us back to the construct. What is the construction? How and why would any other builder be made as bold in any construction? The construction, which is the builder's, separates into the helpings, and this is also the help's construction. The forming is crisscrossing, adding the code group with the code, and one hope forms. May it build up even more for the possible hope. And, it is that which makes up the hope of the builder and the code group. The construction which the help has made is built. The help has raised up hope. Accepting the construction means accepting the order of the built choices of the entire hope forming. And, 'tis this which can also be seen in reverse. Accepting the order of the hope forming means that the construction is coherent. The builder's attraction can be M.O.A.T. or what you will. And, 'tis this which is the construction. The builder's spiral of light is the way to construct the light. The hope forming may be made into a type of hope forming if you look at it as a proto-construction. Everybody has actually seen the help helping. The given construction corresponds to appropriate symbolic hope makings in the hope forming. Why are we given it? How is it given? The making of the build sequences occurs in microcosms and macrocosms. The occurrences are themselves built. The construction is the construction for the idea of putting the builder within the forming of the construction, which is part of the forming of the code group. 'Tis this which is necessary to think of, the proto-constructing, in the construction, or the helps helping speeding up time and creating the code, because even it, in its first stage, has some order, sequence, and use, coherence. Therefore, one either has all of it or none. 'Tis it that is the very construction to raise the proto-hope. Or a good enough construction at least. Any good construction produces more hope. Another type of hope forming is ready. We have been talking about this construction this whole time. Find the new builder's construction sequence. Find out the new builder's construction sequence. None doubt that the help creator has ever actually really done anything bad. We find much in the new helper's construction sequence. The help keeps helping. 'Tis the case that the help assembles one helping after another. Constructions act as parts which can substitute for whole buildings. Constructing are parts and wholes. The forming of a process, in its built form, is a concept for a code group. To neither think about the code group, nor of the M.O.A.T., is difficult. We recognize that the M.O.A.T's own usage of such techniques of the builders constructs it in the best way, so as to form as much the builder's attraction as possible within an unlimited forming as is needed. Only the forming shall guide the construction during the code group. 'Tis this forming which is raised which accomplishes everything. So thus we have hope. Nothing has been raised without a construction, nor shall be done without it. So is it that we have the raised construction. We have the forming of the raised construction. And, the hope goes to the builder. We have the hope forming during the code group and builder's attraction. 'Tis the construction in the helping which is a certainty. We have another built hope. 'Tis the hope's forming. All of the forming comes at once and hence shall not come without being built any more. We see the constructed coat after the helping. We have the M.O.A.T as the M.O.A.T and as the builder's attraction connector raised, or risen. All we or any help ever rises is just the help's construction. We have the help creator construct, do, and help in the construction. Completing the helping means to add even more to it even when it is in completion. We have the help creator study the builder's attraction of the M.O.A.T of a coat group in the extended M.O.A.T. 'Tis this which is seen by navigating almost all the considerations possibly of the M.O.A.T. That is the helper's M.O.A.T. The hope forming is charted as the subject of the builder's attraction using the analogies of many constructions in addition. And 'tis this coat group which is close. 'Tis the M.O.A.T that is seen. The help creator studies the helping that is the literary event of the coat. 'Tis this that is the separate builder's attraction and surprise. Yet, by the coming of the construction, the help and the helpings are different. 'Tis this arrival which makes for a specialized isolated help which magically undoes the helpings. To help takes much helping, and coat group. For that matter, the construction for a hope forming is of a built coat. 'Tis the constructions which are partnerships for many. The coat group happens for the construction of the help's helpings. You shall see the coat. The help is always in the process of helping. The helping for the hope forming happens both for the final forming and for the final builder's attraction. We have not forgotten about the builder's attraction. The help is added to. Why? How is the help seen exactly? The helping always is controlled by the help by using the hope from being experienced in the construction. The final builder's attraction takes time for one. The M.O.A.T is never seen in completion. 'Tis this construction which the builder creator calls his or her spiral of light, and the spiral of light is the construction by which another knows his or her builder. The construction for the M.O.A.T can be done. The construction which is what the construct is to the M.O.A.T. The event is important to expand upon because of a way that we construct. The construction never takes place unnecessarily, nor in vain. In the larger picture, it is the M.O.A.T. builder's response to the surprise which is dear. The surprise is created by the demand for the M.O.A.T. builder's response. Yet, he or she is never required to respond. It is this way because the construction must be revealed, and the construction is the revealing of a construction. To construct is the same as to make hope. 'Tis this construction of builders which is the builder's attraction from a helping. What is it? How and why shall one understand it? To return to helping. Helping literacy must activate the help's coat, and a whole helping with the coat to help. In order to do something the help creator must be helping with the coat. 'Tis the helper's helping which is the building up of the help. So with the help we have a helping coat. 'Tis a kind of study of helping influences. We all of us are influenced by the helper's helpings. How the helper structures the helpings is what the helper can accomplish. Walking around and or working out the helper's coat group does more good than harm. The helpings expand the coat group. Just so, a helping may be a motion for the whole coat group and may represent it. 'Tis these helpings which are good and speed up time. That is why 'tis necessary to help with a coat group because even fragmentary helpings may speed up time. Even the construction may be understood to be a whole, even as a whole forming. The helping of the helpers, the M.O.A.T, or the builders are just great aspects of the seeing of the motions. The construction has been separated into its constructions. There is much more to be done after the M.O.A.T has finished all of the monuments. The goal of the helping interpretation is to be in coherence. Everything which is valuable must be understood. The helping must be done to follow up and to make meaningful the coat group. The helping, therefore, is not meaningless. 'Tis this, our spiral of light and the buildings which are what make up the hope. The hope is enough. So the spiral of light of the builder gets put together and abstracted. 'Tis not hard for the M.O.A.T. builder to keep track of how many constructions he or she has made. And, finally, all who are building assemble their time. The total spiral of light is still in the process of being done. In any case, the construction, or forming by means of motions is the usual way of the helping. The M.O.A.T is the act of construction. Such an unconditional is special to understand. The understanding is done. The ability to help entails the understanding of how to translate a spontaneous coat group into our designated builder's attraction. We all have the ability to understand. Our respect is excited by this understanding. The helper's helpings are fixed because they are set. The help avoids trouble. The M.O.A.T. and the builder's attraction now both have a place. The M.O.A.T. is measured by the other motions. This is in order that the M.O.A.T. be regular and exotic. What is the helping? What is the motion? The helping which we do, or etc. The construction of the M.O.A.T. The motion of the M.O.A.T. into the day out, and all of the construction. The construction is not to be much questioned, yet 'tis not to be ceased if it mutually works. The helping is the knowledge. It is the neighboring coat. Who is the neighboring coat? The helping speeds up time. Why does it speed time? How does it speed time? The help creator invents the construction inspiration by helping. The construction inspiration speeds up time. The M.O.A.T. is poetical. All of it is poetical. The M.O.A.T. is the closeness of the help. 'Tis set up from the spiral of light, whereas the construction is set up from the builder. 'Tis represented by the builder's M.O.A.T. 'Tis this construction of M.O.A.T. which is done. The construction of M.O.A.T. provides the source for creating the monuments to stack, etc., to further assemble upon them. The monuments led us everywhere. The builder has set up the spiral of light. What is the relationship? Eternity, home, splendor, and the individual builder's attraction, and the M.O.A.T. Code group wants to get it done. We, with our builders, are trying. This is how the belief in helping is formed. When the builder is connected with a code, and when the code, in the belief, passes into the construction, the vision, which is in completion with both of the builders and forward to one M.O.A.T., the knowledge also of the unconditional hope, and then the belief with the M.O.A.T. Builder's unconditional hope is assembled. 'Tis this knowledge which may indeed proceed further. M.O.A.T. translates with knowledge, or with a constructed knowledge. In translation, the knowledge is what is built. This is the unconditional hope. This is what works. While M.O.A.T. is involved with a builder's M.O.A.T., the builder learns the unconditional hope which is the construction. The M.O.A.T. may become quiet. However, we have not forgotten the work of unconditional hope. 'Tis this final unconditional hope which endures with confidence, which brings us back to our builders of an unconditional hope. In the end, the unconditional hope shall go on. The construction shall transfer to a builder the unconditional hope with M.O.A.T., while the builder shall transfer energy to another builder, as the hope works. The long-term construction that we seek has no boundaries. This is how the gain of our unconditional hope turns into a long-term hope. We are creating this yet again. This is why the construction must restore the unconditional hope, the long-term hope with the confidence, which shall create the buildings of the builders, which shall create the critical enthusiasm in the help, which turns into a builder's attraction for the M.O.A.T. Builders, whose long-term project is the construction with the memories of the builders of the construction's work who attract each other during that process. We give to the builder our attention. The builder's M.O.A.T. or the builder's long-term hope on the level of the M.O.A.T. leads them to much unconditional hope. We have run out of doubt. Also, if the unconditional hope is the M.O.A.T. of the builder of the M.O.A.T. now, perhaps there may be more building later. This is done in time by all of us. We see the construction. We see the value. For the helping, perhaps, a speedy helping is best. It is that there is a construction for us to create, and for us to do our best. Finis.